streaming on clickorlando.com, you're watching News 6 at 10 p.m.
The thanks you get is they urinate in your face and tell you it's raining. Now we're going to take your employees.
Sheriff Mike Chitwood is fired up, furious at word ICE is trying to recruit his deputies and others, why he is blaming the governor. The weekend is here, but don't expect much relief from the extreme heat. Meteorologist Jonathan Kaga shows us where rain chances are on the rise. Plus, honoring a fallen hero 1 year after Deputy Bradley Link was killed in an ambush, the permanent tribute being unveiled tomorrow. Also, deputies say he was going 105 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. His excuse may have you shaking your head. But we start now at 10 tonight with a big decision by Orange County's mayor.
You're here this afternoon because I signed the ICE agreement. Yes, I signed the damn thing.
Demings blinks in his standoff with Florida's Attorney General over ICE. That showdown started earlier this week. With not-so-veiled threats, Mayor Jerry Demings could be removed from office. Good evening, I'm Ginger Gadsden. Matt has the night off. Now, here is the mayor's signature on a document we're about to show you, agreeing Orange County employees will cooperate if ICE asks them to transfer detainees. News 6 Orlando community correspondent Mike Valenti has been covering this story from the beginning. He asked Mayor Demings why the change of heart.
Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings held a press conference to talk about a piece of paper he signed Friday morning. But it sounded more like a piece of paper he wanted to rip up.
I signed the ICE agreement. Yes, I signed the damn thing.
It's an agreement that has been at the center of a war of words between Demings and Attorney General James Uthmire. While the county already cooperates with ICE, the Attorney General sent a letter to Demings and commissioners this week, warning that if they do not approve an addendum that authorizes corrections officers in the county to transport undocumented immigrants to ICE-approved facilities, then they could face removal from office.
I can tell you that I signed under protest and extreme duress in signing it. But I think that it was the right thing at the right time.
Demings, who said earlier this week that he would not be bullied by Uthmire, signed the agreement after a briefing from the county attorney about the possible repercussions of defying Uthmire and Governor Ron DeSantis' wishes.
Just think about it. If the 6 commissioners and I were all simultaneously removed from office, what dysfunctionality that would mean for our community and our local government.
Do you think this is a capitulation?
I'm giving the mayor grace.
Commissioner Kelly Martinez-Semrad attended a separate briefing from the county attorney's office Thursday night.
Our county attorney felt as though that we could be fined, we could be feed, he definitely felt as though we would be removed from office. The bigger threat then is that who comes in and sits in your seat after. We would have 7 appointed DeSantis representation.
Semrad notably says she will be voting no at the commission's next meeting Tuesday, when the addendum will go before commissioners for final ratification. Now, a note on the timing of Friday's development. Demings signed the addendum shortly before Governor Ron DeSantis and Attorney General James Uthmire held their own press conference in Orlando, touting immigration policies. We asked Demings if he had any intel or inside information suggesting that the governor was about to announce his removal. He said he had no direct knowledge, but added that he has, quote, relationships with many people, and I'll leave it at that, end quote. Reporting in Orange County, I'm your Orlando community correspondent, Mike Valenti, News 6.
And that's not the only developments as the DeSantis administration takes on Central Florida leaders. Early this week, Orange County also received a letter from the state version of the DOJ department about spending. Now, the city of Orlando has received a DOJ letter as well. The letter says Orlando has kept its millage rates consistent in recent years, but rising property values have pushed property tax collections by over $120 million since 2020, which is a 55% increase. The DOJ notice is asking for access to all records having to do with contracting, employee pay, including overtime, property management, diversity, equity, and inclusion training, and more. In a statement to News 6, Mayor Buddy Dyer said, quote, "Not only do we plan to cooperate, we also intend to share how the city of Orlando operates efficiently and in a financially responsible manner." Also developing tonight, the Volusia Sheriff is fired up about a story we broke this time last night. We told you ICE confirms it is recruiting law enforcement as it ramps up its raid and hiring. And that has already offered 1,000 people jobs in the past month alone. We told you at least some Osceola County deputies have already received this ICE recruitment email. It promises a signing bonus of up to $50,000 with a 5-year commitment. This afternoon, Volusia Sheriff Mike Chitwood confirmed some of his deputies have also received recruitment emails from ICE. He is criticizing the governor for putting departments in this position in the first place.
The governor issued an executive order, mandating that every law enforcement agency participates. And the thanks you get is they urinate in your face and tell you it's raining. Now we're going to take your employees.
Now, for his part today in Orlando, Governor Ron DeSantis told News 6 he too is concerned how ICE recruiting could strain agencies which are struggling to hire qualified officers, deputies, and agents.
I know some sheriffs have had concerns, that's happening. It's like, hey, we've been doing all this stuff to help you guys, and now you're trying to poach our people who are already in the fight. Why not recruit additional people to be supplementing that instead of just kind of displacing?
ICE is looking to hire some 10,000 new agents with either current or former law enforcement or military experience. New at 10 tonight, tomorrow marks 1 year since a Lake County deputy was killed and 2 others were shot in what law enforcement has called an ambush. In the morning, the community where Master Deputy Sheriff Bradley Link called home plans to unveil a permanent tribute. They will be renaming a stretch of road in his honor. U.S. Highway 27 from Division Street to County Road 561, set to be named Master Deputy Sheriff Bradley Michael Link Memorial Highway. Link, along with 2 other deputies, were met with gunfire after being called to a neighborhood near Eustis for a disturbance. Julie Cepizio, her husband, and their 2 children are accused of orchestrating the ambush. Julie was the only survivor. The others took their own lives. Cepizio was found incompetent to stand trial in late May and met the criteria for involuntary placement by DCF. Prosecutors had said they intended to seek the death penalty. Developing tonight in Orlando, investigators have arrested the mom accused of abandoning her newborn in a driveway. Orlando police tell News 6 they took 19-year-old Angelica Bautista into custody. Detectives say they were able to identify the baby's parents and say it appears the father had no idea what happened. When we asked the Orange County Jail for a report, they said Bautista was brought in on a warrant and added because of federal law, they cannot release information related to ICE inmates. Now, this is all tied back to a 1-week-old in a car seat at home on Lido Street in Orlando. This was Monday morning. That's off Cimarron Boulevard near Curry Ford Road. That same day, Orlando hit 98 degrees, and there was a heat advisory for all of Central Florida. The baby was taken to the hospital and is healthy. State law allows a parent to drop off an infant up to 30 days old without consequences if they are left at a fire station or hospital. But that did not happen here. Well, something caught our attention, social media, and you may have seen it in your mailbox too. A postcard from the Seminole County Supervisor of Elections asking to verify your address. Some of you said you've never seen it before. News 6 Seminole County community correspondent Catherine Silver explains.
If you live here in Seminole County, you probably got one of these in the mail within the last week, and you probably have questions like, what is it and why is it being sent out now? Well, we asked the Supervisor of Elections to explain. First question, is it legitimate? Yes, the office says this is required maintenance in off-election years to make sure the name and address they have on file is correct. Here in Seminole County, there's over 350,000 voters, and if you've moved in the last year, this confirmation ensures your information is updated. The office is also required by law to make sure everything is up to date and as accurate as possible. So what happens if you don't return this mailer? The supervisor says there is no penalty, but if you're going to sign it and return it in the mail, you will need a postage stamp. If that's not an option for you, you can always call, go online, or reach out directly.
I got it in the mail and I set it aside and I'm like, okay, I'll check into it a little bit later.
This is just part of their required maintenance that they do during off-election years.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that, so I'll have to send it in.
The supervisor is asking you return this within 30 days to verify your address. If you have any other questions, they're always here to answer them. In Seminole County, I'm Catherine Silver, News 6.
Well, after a week of sweltering and even extreme heat, everyone's hoping for some relief this weekend. All right, so meteorologist Jonathan Kegas, is there any hope in sight?
I mean, maybe a little, but it's all relative. It might not feel much different, but it is going to be a little bit cooler than last weekend for sure. We're going to talk about that and who sees the rain chances this weekend at about 10:19.
First, though, local deputies say he was going 105 in a 45-mile-an-hour zone. His excuse may have you shaking your head. Hear what he said in his own words. That's next. But first, days before back to school, school resource officers want to make sure they are ready for the worst. We will take you inside an active shooter drill. You're watching News 6 at 10 on a Friday night covering Indy Atlantic, Kissimmee, and all of Central Florida.
Was I really going 105 miles?
Come on. Are you that dumb?
I mean, I wasn't looking, I'm going to be honest with you.
Now on News 6, the latest driver arrested for super speeding in Volusia County seemingly wasn't paying attention. Deputies say he was going 105 in a 45. The Volusia Sheriff's Office posted this video of Anthony Handom being arrested in De Leon Springs. His defense, he wasn't looking at his speedometer and didn't know how fast he was going. He also didn't know he could go to jail for driving that fast.
There's a what law?
Super speeder law.
Super speeder law.
Yep. If you're 100 miles an hour over, on any road or 50 mile an hour over the speed limit, you go straight to jail. And we take your car.
Pop 21 Central, signal 16 clear. I'm a third.
You know it?
No, that's my first time hearing about it.
The officer explained it pretty well, too. The superspeeder law went into effect at the beginning of last month, and so far, at least 26 people have been arrested. With the first day of school just around the corner, resource officers are working to make sure our campuses are secure. Some of them are wrapping up training on how to respond to an active shooter situation. Your Lake County community correspondent Mark Lehman is in Umatilla with a first-hand look.
Organizers of this training say it's important for it to be as realistic as possible. That's why we're seeing this situation right here unfolding in front of our eyes. All of this is done to keep schools safe.
Lake County units, we're getting reports of an active shooter, 320 North Trial Avenue.
It's a scenario no officer wants to face, but must always be prepared for. This summer, resource officers from every Lake County school have been going through intense active shooter training. This all-day event at Umatilla High School was the last of 4 sessions.
It's important for it to be realistic so that our law enforcement officers will understand what they are going to encounter when they get to a campus.
The situation inside illustrating the chaos officers could encounter, from students running for their lives to smoke-filled hallways simulating gunpowder in the air and triggering the fire alarm.
He's shooting.
The situations are chaotic, they're confusing, they are overwhelming because the intent is to find the threat and eliminate that threat quickly.
Trainers were observing the officers' actions as they worked to find the shooter and eliminate the threat as quickly as possible. The run-throughs happening minutes apart and altered each time. The district says it's the priority of their SROs to respond as quickly as possible, and training like this could save lives.
It's the world we live in, and we do have to worry about it, but we have our law enforcement officers, our sheriff, our municipal agencies that we contract with, they are prepared and ready.
After each scenario, officers are given feedback on how they performed. Lake County says this is the only chance that they're able to do in-depth scenarios, but other training happens throughout the year. For now, reporting in Umatilla, I'm your Lake County community correspondent, Mark Lehman, News 6.
Well, this year's back-to-school sales tax holiday kicked off today. It runs the entire month of August. We have a full rundown of what's covered on clickorlando.com. It is one of the gems of Orange County. Taking a live look over downtown Orlando from our Light Orlando Delivering Hope camera. That's where you can expect to see changes coming to the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts. Today, the Arts Center announced that it spent more than $10 million on the future. The Arts Center board snapped up 2 pieces of land across the street from the existing center. They are on Jackson Street and next to the Grand Bohemian Hotel. Leaders say long-term, this extra space will help meet a growing demand for new arts and music events. This year, the Dr. Phillips Center is marking its 10th anniversary. Well, originally, they were going the long way to the ISS, but something changed along the way for Crew 11.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission's full power and liftoff. Go.
We brought you the liftoff live from Kennedy Space Center just before noon today. For yesterday's scrub, due to a stray cloud, the next space station crew was supposed to spend 39 hours reaching the ISS. Now NASA and SpaceX say they will be arriving in just a few hours. Automated docking procedures are expected to start at around 3 in the morning, with the hatch opening set for 4:45 a.m. All right, meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now. And Jonathan, I was really surprised that that launch went off. I thought we'd be doing this again on Saturday.
It was really, really close. There were downpours within a few miles of the launch pad tonight. They threaded the needle, as they do a lot. But yeah, that percentage kept dropping, but they were able to get it off safely. So great stuff there. And great that they're arriving a little earlier as well. Nice, clean sweep on the radar right now. It's a live look. With our radar, you can always download the News 6 weather app. It is for free. You'll need it tomorrow to help track storms. And again, that lightning detection, that's the best part about the app. One of many things that are really good about the app that you can find there. Clouds around this evening. We'll see just a stray shower in the mix. We're waking up dry tomorrow. Don't be surprised, though, if you see some downpours come in early, especially around Daytona Beach, Ocala, Palm Coast. as a cold front to our north is going to keep the flow off of the Gulf, and that's going to help to send some downpours our way on the earlier side of the day. Then we'll see things erupt. I think the highest opportunity for rain tomorrow comes along into the south and east of I-4 and then right up and down the I-95 corridor. That's going to be 6 o'clock. So if you plan on having dinner around on the beaches tomorrow, just keep that in mind. There could be some downpours out there and likely will. Some of these linger late further south and east of Orlando you are for us around Yeehaw Junction into Grand Falcaria, Palm Bay, Mico. I'll be watching that closely for you over the weekend. 79 in Titusville right now. We're at 82 in New Smyrna Beach. Melbourne, we are checking in at 77 degrees. Leesburg, we're back to 83 still, so it's still steamy. There will be mild improvements for the weekend in the temperature department. It's certainly not going to be as hot as last week. It's obviously still going to be hot, though. It is August in Central Florida. 76 in Bushnell, 79 in Orlando. We are at 78 degrees in Kissimmee. For tomorrow, again, back to the mid-90s. We're at 95 in Orlando. Kissimmee to St. Cloud, we're back to 94. Titusville, 94 as well. Rain chances back up to 50%. And again, the best opportunity other than those few straight early afternoon downpours north of Orlando, going to be along into the south and east of I-4. Theme parks tomorrow looking good. And once we get to the afternoon, again, it's going to be right around that 4 or 5 o'clock time. That's we're going to be watching for some thunderstorms around the attractions area with high temperatures getting back up into the mid-90s. Beaches are looking good through the day. It's once we get to the second half of the afternoon into the early evening. That's where we're going to be watching for some thunderstorms. Rip current risk on the Atlantic side, a rare low for tomorrow. Again, make sure you're always paying attention to what the lifeguard flags and what the lifeguards are saying out there, as things can change quickly. But with the flow out of the south and west, that does help the rip current situation. Low tides tomorrow in the morning, high tides in the afternoon at about 2:30, give or take, from Daytona Beach to Ponce Inlet to Cocoa Beach tomorrow. So again, heading to the water just be on the safe side. No new development expected over the next 7 days on the tropical front. There's one weak tropical wave just north of the Caribbean islands. Not expected to develop a few more way out there. The Atlantic is still very, very stable in terms of being able to support widespread tropical development that likely will change given time as we are closing in on the peak of hurricane season. Now that it is August, we really start to get into it and climb that mountain in terms of the tropical activity on a climatological scale. So far, so good, though. 95 over the weekend, 60% shot for storms on Sunday. A little bit higher, more routine, Ginger, as we get into early next work week.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Basic school supplies this year. The back-to-school sales tax holiday started today. Next at 10, how parents are budgeting this year. With just about 10 days until most students head back to class, Florida's month-long sales tax holiday kicked off today. The tax break is longer this year, but we're still seeing price increases from tariffs and inflation. News 6's Mark Lehman
Sponsored by
is
Strata
speaking
Air
with
Conditioning and
parents.
Heating. AC emergency, you ought to call Strata.
With the cost of pretty much everything going up this year, parents tell us finding those discounts has been crucial. Some have already knocked out their shopping list, but others have been waiting for today, and now they have the entire month of August to save on things like school supplies. We're talking about backpacks, things like clothing, certain electronics, including laptop computers.
So we're kind of just getting a game plan together and kind of waiting for the first of the month to start.
David Gibbons has been looking forward to Florida's back-to-school sales tax holiday, and it's not quite as stressful this year. With the new state law, it now covers the entire month of August.
But giving them the whole month to kind of do it little by little throughout the month, I think is really a big help.
Starting today, you don't have to pay sales tax on certain school supplies, clothing, and computers, and the savings can add up. According to the National Retail Federation, families will spend an average of $140 per child on basic school supplies this year. When you factor in clothes and electronics, that brings the total to around $890.
I didn't realize it would be that high,
Yeah.
but maybe it is, and just because it's not one big purchase, that it doesn't seem like as much as it is.
Some parents didn't want to wait and already got their shopping out of the way.
So for me, it was just a no-brainer.
Super easy, right?
Super easy. They got delivered to the house.
Johanna Escribano says she was able to make up the difference through online sales, but she may also take advantage of the month-long tax break.
Extending it 3 more weeks, I could definitely see that maybe I'll peek into a store here and there, within the month if I had that option.
Also starting today, hurricane supplies are now permanently tax-free, and with this new law, Florida's back-to-school sales tax holiday will happen in the month of August every year. We've posted a list of what's included under this story on clickorlando.com. Reporting in Lake County, Mark Lehman, News 6.
And News 6 is helping teachers start the year strong, and you can too. Scan the QR code on your screen to help teachers purchase school supplies. You can also find the links at clickorlando.com/back-to-school. We'll be right back. Find all of tonight's stories plus streaming news on News 6 Plus. We'll see you back here at 11 o'clock. Bye.